Hello, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo. Today is Friday, July 5th, 2019. And yes, this is a special Friday edition of our weekly show because on Wednesday we were out at PMRF at their annual Freedom Fest. And I had hoped to do the broadcast from the beach. Hey, Dave, Kenny, Chad, Patsy, Brian, my brother Brian, and of course Patsy, my technical advisor. Roland, Ed, how you, bro? Clayton, Christian, Stan, and Diane, and Hoku. Right on, guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. But anyway, as I was saying, my plan was to do a live from PMRF right there on the beach at Shenanigans, but it was just too noisy. The bands were playing, and it was concert style, and no matter how far I got from Shenanigans where I could possibly do a live, it was just way too loud. So on the advice of our good friend Robert Bitos Gandia, he suggested we move it to Friday, and is what we did. So welcome. Speaking of the devil, there's Robert Bitos Gandia right now that just popped on. And Howard, how you guys doing? Wanted to say, before we go on, a very special happy birthday to Bitos Gandia. So if you guys can, just type in real quick in the chat box, happy birthday, Bitos. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's older than Kekaha. I think he's pretty old. So we appreciate him jumping on every single week to remind me that the scale out there at the landfill is still not working, and it's still broken. And hey, my son Baron, all the way from Oregon. Hey, son, how you? Thank you for joining us. Suzanne, Eric. All right. So anyway, happy birthday, Beatles. Thanks again for joining us, and appreciate the suggestion to move this. So yeah, we moved it to today, and that's where we're at. So 59 years old, Beatles. Right on, man. Looking good, buddy. Lovelyn, how you guys? How you guys? Hey, Eric, same here, buddy. It was great to see you last night as well. I want to wish everybody a belated happy 4th of July. Like I said earlier, we did spend the 3rd at PMRF for the PMRF's annual Freedom Fest, which was awesome. What a great event. Lots of people. I mean, I've heard estimates anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000 and maybe even more than that. I've been going to that for quite a while. And it was probably the largest crowd that I've ever seen. It was just insane. It was just awesome. They had some great music, and the fireworks was just phenomenal. So, hey, Shyla, how are you? So we stayed on base. One of the benefits of retiring, in the Guard was I get to utilize the beach cottages out there for a very good rate. So we stay out there every year, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. Hey, Joe, Priscilla, Caleo Perez, how you guys doing? So we stay out there, and then first thing in the morning, Thursday morning, we shoot into Lihui, and we get ready for the hospice event, which was last night. And I do want to thank our team for it was our 10th year at hospice. Hey, Jesse, Nicole, and David, Pacanas, Garrett, how you guys doing? It was our 10th preliminary 6.9 quake in California. I just saw that. Ed Phillips, who's on this session right now, posted a few minutes ago that it was a long one. So hope all is okay, Ed, up there in California, man. I hope we're praying for you guys, buddy. We just had, was a couple of days ago, I think, we had another big one, 6.6 or so. Hey, Clayton and Chelsea, thank you guys for joining us. So, yeah, God bless California, man, and hope all is well over there. But yeah, I did want to just send a special belated happy 4th to everyone. I mean, the birthday of our country, man. It was our country's birthday, and it's just a great thing. Hospice, great event, and a great cause. And like I was saying, for the last 10 years, we've been doing the hamburger hot dog booth. I don't know if you guys have ever stopped by. We do make the best hot dogs and hamburgers at that event. Hey, Nelson and Gwen, how are you? How are you guys doing? So, I just wanted to really say appreciate all of those that allow us the freedom to do what we do because we live in America. So, of course, to all the service people, the troops, everyone that is their responsibility and obligation to keep us free. And that even goes as far as our local law enforcement and all our public safety people. God bless them all, because if not for those our freedoms, we couldn't do what we do. Period. Hey, Julie, how you guys doing? So a good, happy, belated 4th of July. Got to meet the police chief last night for the first time, Chief Raybuck, and what a great guy. Met his family. A really awesome gentleman. Hey, Troy, how are you, my man? And Deborah Higashi, aloha. Yeah, he's just a super guy with a great family that's so happy and blessed to be here. Hey, Leo, on Kauai and as a chief of police, so I'm looking forward to a lot of good things happening at KPD with him at the helm. So just a cool guy. Got to see a lot of people between the 3rd and the 4th. We got to see a lot of people, thousands of people, and a lot of people we haven't seen in a while. So it was awesome, and I hope you guys all had a safe and fun and awesome 4th of July celebrations wherever you were. I know many of you were either at Kikaha or at the hospice event, but main thing, everybody was with family, with people that they enjoy, and just had a great time. So thank you. All right. Okay, let's get into some of the topics of today. I just wanted to start off by saying, hey, Paul, how are you, Paul? The cottage was super, man. It was awesome. Awesome. Hey, Joanne, how are you doing? Hurricane Barbara, the last I heard, which was early this morning, it's now a Category 2 hurricane, but it's weakening, and it should dissipate before it reaches Hawaii. But we will see some remnants of the storm, with some rain and some winds. Hey, Kevin, aloha, buddy. So, that's, I think, the second storm that formed out in the Pacific. So, we keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be an active hurricane year for us, a hurricane season. So when I saw Hurricane Barbara and if you guys don't have it, there's an app that is free that's called Windy. You can see that. That's the one the newscasters use. But you can really and you can set the forecast and slide the dial over, and you can see what's forming all over the place. So Windy is the name of the app, and it's a solid app. And I was watching this thing basically form and thinking, here we go, and this one's it looks like it was gonna be a big one. But again, thank God it's dissipating, and we will probably be okay, except again for some rain and possibly some wind. So Hurricane Barbara hopefully will be a tropical nuisance more than a hurricane. All right, let's see what we got here. Hey, Lisa, aloha. Just felt the shaking in Las Vegas. Wow. Thanks, Kevin. It was like the one yesterday or day before yesterday. I saw some people in Vegas posting as well. So kind of active underground over there, and earthquakes popping up. And again, hope all of you guys are all right out there in California and Vegas and wherever. Hey, Jonathan, what's up, buddy? Thanks for jumping on. Darn, what was I gonna say? Something just slipped my mind. Okay. Anyway, apologize. I just had something come in that's not on my notes, but anyway, I lost it. Hopefully, it'll come back. All right. So, just wanted to chat about a couple of things today. There was an article in the paper about a Supreme Court ruling that may affect some of the laws that sits on our books as it relates to property rights. Hey, Auntie Millie, aloha, how are you? Hi, Lisa. And while that focused more on appeals or contested cases at the federal level, we do have a couple of bills that that are raising the concern of a bunch of people, and I'm getting calls and I'm getting emails about my thoughts, and it is pertaining to the new the new bill that would give the county, the planning department, the ability to put liens on properties that are in violation of the code. And from what I understand, oh, I just got the headline pop up on my no tsunami threat from the hurricane or from the earthquake. But anyway, I watched a part of that meeting a week or so ago, and the planning department was asking for the authority to put a lien on any property, regardless of the violation. Some of the council members were concerned that that was too much power given to the planning department. And the whole intent of all of this was to focus on the vacation rentals and the illegal homestays, and that they wanted to have the authority to go out and issue these massive fines, as well as put liens on the property. And again, some of the council members felt that that was a little too much authority. Nonetheless, the bill, as it was written, did pass. And so now the county planning department does have the ability, or will have, should that become law, to place a lien on the properties of any violations of the code. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? So some people are rightfully concerned, because although the planning department said that they're going to use this tool of putting liens only on the vacation rentals, it doesn't stop them, or it actually allows them to do that for any violation. And while they make it very clear that it's a complaint-driven process, so they're not out actively enforcing the code, and it's complaint-driven, that they would never go and do something like that for a relatively minor violation. Well, I just want, today I had lunch with some friends, and was shown a notice of violation of on a gentleman that lives in Kalaheo. I actually saw the notice, and it was for an unpermitted chicken coop. And so I'm assuming that was complaint driven, but that's not my point. My point is that notice on this person, because he had an unpermitted chicken coop, and on the violation it says everything that he needed to do. You get the plot plan, elevations, and building plans, and he's subject to a $10,000 a day fine. Hey, Sandy, my sister, all the way from Wailua. Cassie, aloha, Cassie. So I guess my point is, and I think which is again a concern of many, that the planning department would be able to put a lien on this guy's property if he doesn't come into compliance. So I guess he could simply tear the chicken coop down. But I think it's worth looking at, because $10,000 a day for a chicken coop, or potentially a lien. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that although the planning department said they would not go after these little violations, I would consider the chicken coop a little violation. And I don't know the gentleman, I just saw the notice. That's pretty extreme, and I understand it's complete dream, but there's many violations throughout the island. And so is that authority too far? Is that giving the department too much authority? Hey, Cindy and Norman and Mark, aloha. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what you think. I think, it's almost like an official at a football game. Every play has a penalty if you choose to throw your flag. But every single play, you can find someone holding. You could find somebody grabbing a jersey. You could find a low block. Every play has these little violations, and our referees use their discretion. So it's just interesting. So that's one that's gonna be. I think we're all gonna be hearing about. I think the lawyers have made it clear that these types of selective enforcement is a problem. So, and that will more than likely be challenged in court. So I think what the county needs to do is basically take a time out and regroup and make sure that we do this right, and we do this within the confines of our legal authority without going through a process that may in fact trigger a lawsuit or some kind of appeal. A 3 to 5 year fight in the Supreme Court. Hey, Chad and Aldrine, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Hey, Sunny, aloha, brother. How you doing? So, again, something to look out for. We'll see how it goes. Mark, what's up, my man? I think they should only limit to illegal TVRs. They need to revamp their bill. Well, we're going to see what happens. We are going to see what happens. Unconstitutional. I think in some cases, that's what the challenge is. That's what I think some of the attorneys are saying and warning the county. Say, hey, if you guys go down this road and you're selectively enforcing against a certain demographic or a certain part of the community, then you run into some kind of discriminatory practice. So, again, it's going to be an issue. 6.9 earthquake, Southern California. Yes, Sonny, how's it going, buddy? No tsunami. Thanks for the info. Yeah, oh my God, 6.9, that's kind of massive. Ed, I know Ed Phillips, my good buddy up there in California, in Southern California. How's it going, Ed? Was it a big one? Strong, powerful? I hope you got no damage, my man. I know you're on, so. Hey, Ray, how's it going, Ray? So now that kind of, that's the issue, and that kind of ties in right into, and I wanted to do a follow-up on the helicopter, Maverick helicopters permit for the after the fact, or the application for the after the fact permits out there at Burns Field. 7.1 now. The earthquake in Southern California was just, I guess, upgraded to 7.1. Anyway, God, prayers to all of them in Southern California. Be safe. So it kind of ties right in, a great segue to the discussion about the helicopter permits or application. I did send out a message to Jody Galinato, again, the planner that did the report, and I hope she would have got back to me, but my bad. I should have sent this out a lot earlier, and it's been a busy week, a very busy week. So, yeah, Nelson Garcia out there in Vegas felt it all the way in Vegas. Hey. Wow. So. I'm trying to figure out or find out if in fact the county started to implement some sort of fines or what has happened since that public hearing a couple of weeks ago. So as soon as we find out, as soon as I get the information on, I was hoping Jody would get on today so she could help us out, but I'm sure she's busy like every one of us. So. Hey, cousin Rick from Oahu and Eugene, what's up, my buddy? So as soon as we find out, we will pass that information to you. I did text Kule, who's the intervener this morning, and she was not aware, or if anything is being done, she was not made aware. So, hey, Penny and Annette, thank you for joining us. Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo every Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30. 5:30 to 6:30, special edition today on Friday because of the 4th of July festivities. So, sorry, we worked the event last night, came home, bocha, take a bath, fly to work, got off at 6 in the morning, had some meetings today. So I operating on very little sleep right now. So apologize if I'm kind of scatterbrained. We'll get you this. I can promise you we will get you this. So yeah, and if anyone knows if anything is going on down at Burns Field, please put it in the chat box. Please. Really appreciate the information. Aloha, Annette. Again, thank you. This is where we're talking about. Hey, Ross. Aloha, Ross. What's more important to the island of Kauai? I understand as much as I don't like the illegal TVRs. Hey, Bethany. No, I work tonight, Sandy. I work tonight. My sister showing the concern. I got a great family, I got to tell you. But the impacts of that expansion or the permitting of the activities out there, the commercial activities out at Burns Field, is much more detrimental, in my opinion, to Kauai as a whole. And I'm not just talking about the salt makers and the families, because yes, it's a tremendous cultural ending impact, potentially something that will end a cultural tradition, a part of Hawaii's history. So yes, I think that takes a higher priority. Hey, Sean, aloha, Sean. And so I'm anxious to find out what are we doing. Bito says, so the guy with the chicken coop gets fined, but the helicopter guy gets a pass. I don't know if the notice that I saw showed what the fine could be. So they haven't issued the fine yet, but I don't know what they issued the helicopter company. They're giving an opportunity to get after the fact permit. And I think that is, hey, Katie and Lena Ala, aloha. I think that is where if we're going to focus our energies and our time of our inspectors, then it really should be on those impacts or those practices that are impacting the island as a whole. And I believe that that Burnsfield issue is one that we must not take lightly. I mean, I believe you're exactly right, because somebody had to go out to that house, somebody had to write up that notice, somebody had to go figure out all the issues or the circumstances surrounding this chicken coop. So absolutely. Hey, Anthony, how's it going? And Jay, thank you for joining us again. I really appreciate you guys coming back every week, man. I tell you, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. Leona, aloha. Nice seeing you guys last night. So again, priorities, yeah, priorities. Whether you're talking about roads, whether you're talking about infrastructure, whatever it is, you define the priorities, and then you reallocate your resources to where it needs to be. And that is one area I believe that we really got to focus and spend a lot of our resources on, and that's the Burnsfield issue. Again, I want to bring up this again, and not so much related, but in some way it is. The Charter Review Commission, and feel free to put your comments or questions in the box, okay, so we can have a two-way communication. Hey, Marlene, how you doing, Marlene? Many of you may remember this, but I guess it was last year. The Charter Review Commission we're looking at doing a charter amendment, meaning putting a measure on the ballot for the people to vote on that would remove the requirement for our county engineer to be a licensed engineer. And I testified at the planning department, our Charter Review Commission. I was very vocal against that being put on the ballot. And hey, Chris Manzano Pereira, aloha, aloha. Our charter was written, yes, a very long time ago. And in the charter, for the county engineer's position, which is appointed by the mayor, the charter requires that person to be a licensed engineer, to be the county engineer. That is, for many reasons, that is in the charter. Number one is you are the chief engineer of the county. You are the leader of the largest department, which is the Public Works Department. You're in charge of sewers. You're in charge of solid waste. You're in charge of roads and highways. That comes under the county engineer's purview. And you also are the final stop. Hey, Eric, how you doing? The final stop for decisions in the Public Works decision to be made, for any different types of plans to be submitted, projects that are being done. The engineer has to have a stamp. And for a long time, we have been operating without a county engineer because our current acting county engineer does not have an engineering license. There's not a licensed engineer. So last year, the Charter Review Commission, as I was saying, put forth this draft, this resolution that would put it on the ballot. And thanks to all the people that came out and testified. thanks to everyone, organizations that came forward and testified to the commission saying, hey, that's not a good idea. That in fact, that department, that director should have a license. You know, like your county attorney, like your prosecuting attorney, they require you to be an attorney. Well, the county engineer should be a licensed engineer. And hey, Naka and Randy, thank you and your wife again for helping us out yesterday. You guys are the workhorses. Love you guys tremendously. And gosh, thank you, Randy and your wife, and then to everyone that helped us, Wes and Trinette Cowie and their two sons, Larry Moises, Dorothy Dutra, my mother-in-law Itsuko. Am I missing anybody, Patsy? Anyway, to all of us that was in that tent, thank you. Oh, my sister Sandy, hello. Sandy, thank you guys. Thank you so much. 10th year, great organization. I talked about it anyway. But he gets compensated the same as an engineer. Something is very wrong here. Well, I was told he wasn't. I was told he was not getting compensated as the engineer. And I would not, I don't have any reason to doubt that's not true. So I don't know. I hope not. Tanya Kyocho, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Darlene, aloha. It should be common sense that he or she be licensed. I mean, you know, again, you know, we all understand the real motivation behind from the last administration to now. You know, you want to have someone that you believe can do the job. You want to have someone in that position that, as the appointing authority, which in this case is the mayor, want to have someone that you know, like, and trust, and that can do the job. So we, in my opinion, have not actively, although the administration will deny this, we have not actively sought out an engineer. I know we do a posting, we put them in the NeoGov system or whatever, our government system for jobs, but we have engineers licensed in the county right now that are willing to take that job. Hey, Karen, you know, but for whatever reason, is not being offered the job. So I don't buy into that. Oh, although we're actively looking for that position, but we haven't been able to find it. I know that it's tough. I know, and a lot of people will say, well, the pay is not high enough. You know, I can tell you, I know of engineers that would take the job. You know, I think people got to understand, in government work, you get 21 days vacation. 21, 2, 1, or 2, 1. Anyway, 21 days vacation, 21 days sick leave, 14 or so days of paid holidays. So you cannot compare salary to salary without including the benefits, the retirement benefits, the medical benefits, the time off. I think once you add all of that in, it is quite a compensation package. And plus, it's your community service. You're doing it to serve the community. So anyway, my point is this. County engineer should be a licensed engineer. I believe, Kainoa and Tumbes, aloha. I am worried that this will make it to the ballot this next election. And we got to educate the public that, in fact, that position should be a licensed engineer. And for whatever reason, and the motivations behind taking it out, it's obviously, you know, to allow the administration. And again, it's not just this administration; it comes from administrations past, to get someone that they want in a position that's not qualified. And so anyway, that's where we're at. So we'll follow up on that. I just heard in the last couple of days that, in fact, the commission was looking at going forward again with that. And again, keeping people. Did you hear of Buzzy Kauai posted on Kauai Rants and Raves? No, I did not hear of Buzzy Kauai. Hey, Joy. So we just got to stay on it. And that's what we do here at Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo, is keeping you guys abreast of what's happening, the undercurrents that you will not see in the paper, if you even read that paper. But you don't hear it on the radio, or you won't see it on Facebook. Alan, aloha. That's what we do. We try to educate and inform, so now you can go tell people tomorrow. When you go to work tomorrow, you can say, man, you know, the county is trying to have the requirement for the county engineer to be licensed removed, and it may show up in the next ballot. And please, let's not support that. That position needs to be a licensed engineer, plain and simple. And that's just the way it's got to be. Okay? Anyway, that's just my input on that situation. All righty. How many of you guys been on Rice Street lately? How many of you guys? I mean, I got a call the other day. Actually, I got several calls. People are frustrated because of the congestion, because they've closed one lane to do the construction of the improvement of the sidewalks and curbs and gutters and so forth. Well, people, get used to it, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be 2 lanes. Right now we have 4. It's going to be 2 lanes with a middle turning lane. I heard on the radio the other day, and I can't remember I can't remember who it was on the radio that was saying, oh yeah, you know, it's going to be 3 lanes. No, it's going to be 3 physical lanes, but one of them is a turning lane. It's not a through lane, so you cannot drive on that road unless you're going to turn. So in essence, you're going to have 2 lanes from 4, 2. So what you're seeing now in this construction phase is what it's going to be. It's going to be much nicer, because they're going to finish up the sidewalks and the bike lanes and the pedestrian paths and the trees and all of that fancy stuff. But as far as the vehicle traffic, it's going to be worse, because you're only going to have 2. Garbage Island waste paper. I so appreciate that you're such a. Oh, thank you, Joe. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things going on that I don't know about, and I try and I rely a lot on what people send me and ask me to look into. So I appreciate that, and don't stop sending me what you want me to look into, because a lot of times I don't know. Hey, Auntie Steph, how are you? Thank you for joining us, Stephanie. So yeah, so that Tiger Grant, you know, is hey, Doretta, how are you, sweetheart? Long time no see. Nice to see you here again. I know you pop in every so often, so thank you. One of my former fellow council members called me up the other day and said, bruh, you was right all the time. You was right all along, he said, because I didn't support that. When it came down to the final vote, I could not support that project because of the cost, and I felt it was just, I would have supported the Tiger Grant if they had done it in Kapa'a or Hanapepe, where you have active walking towns right now. That's unsafe. That's unsafe. But you got the shops, you got the traffic, you got the foot traffic, you got the wonderful old town feeling that's still alive. It just needs a little injection of funds so we could make it safer. And I would have preferred that. But at the end of the day, it got passed for Rice Street, so I couldn't support it. So yeah, my friend calls me up and said, bro, you was right all along. I said, yeah, I mean, it's come. You don't have to be an engineer to realize that if you take 4 lanes and you cut it in half, even if you have a turning lane, that it's going to create quite a mess, a congestion, and that's what we're seeing now. So anyway, I don't say that to brag. I'm just saying sometimes you got to listen to the non-engineers, listen to people with common sense, because that's exactly what I think. It's a great vision. It was a great vision for an area that had the elements of a walking town. Like you had if you had all of that components, but they're doing this with the hope and expectation that businesses are going to come in, and that is where I think they're going to be disappointed. I do not expect that to happen, but I hope, I really do, and I mean this with all my heart. I hope I'm wrong. All right, so common sense is not so common. Boy, I tell you, it's just politics. It's politics, you know. That's the side of politics I don't like. It's just you get people in the room that has the same like-minded people in a room that has the same motivation and the same goals, which is to improve an area, and you know you should be able to get through it using common sense. But you know, I think you read in a paper a while back. Somebody brought this to my attention that this whole thing, somebody took somebody to, I don't know if it was Oregon or San Francisco or wherever it was, and they were so impressed with what they did with that community. They came back and went after this grant to make Kauai look like that community. And it's the people are not happy. And that is where, I think that's where we missed the mark. We didn't inform. I mean, they did the community meetings, the block parties, and had the entertainment and the food, and and a lot of people said, yeah, wow. But in reality, there's many other places on this island that could have utilized that fund. So and understanding we cannot use those funds for anything else. I'm not saying that we can, but when we first got together and said where could a grant like this work, we had two viable candidates in Hanapepe Town and Kapa Town, and that's where I think we should have gone. Ultimately perfect, exactly. Great vision for the wrong town. Like going through Waipoli, people drive down the middle lane just because they don't want to sit in traffic. Yeah, and that causes another whole set of problems. Dagmar Bills, Cindy, Sandy Katatuki, Charlotte Rapozo. Thank you guys. So, but yeah, just keep in mind that's kind of what it's going to be like, and I can only hope again that it does regenerate the interest of Rice Street. Okay, I have been getting a lot of complaints, and you've all seen them on Facebook. Cause I see a lot of them on. Terrence, aloha, nice seeing you today. About the Humane Society, about the Kauai Humane Society, and I decided that what I wanted to do was explore these complaints and investigate these complaints. What I have been hearing firsthand, hey Cindy, hey Robin, this is firsthand from people that have been directly affected. So it's not hearsay. It's not what someone posted on Facebook. It's from people that, from the bare minimum or what I look at the scale. Number one, they don't answer the phone. You can call them at all times of the day. And again, this is not hearsay. This is from people that have actually tried to reach the Humane Society and cannot get anyone to answer the phone. So that's at the basic, just you got to answer the phone. You got to remember that operation is heavily funded by the County of Kauai, by your tax dollars and my tax dollars. Before I left the council, I put forth an audit of the Humane Society because of the concerns I had that in fact they were using county funds for non-county or non-contract, county contract activities. And the auditors did find that there was some of that. They found some of the county money was used for a Christmas party. Anyway, I don't know how far we took the results of that. You see, the council, we fund the audit, we ran the audit, but the follow-up on the audit is an administrative function. They come under the finance department, and I'm not sure what was done. All I know is that, hey, Malcolm, all I know is this, is that every year they've come up to ask for more money, and the council, because of the concerns of the fiscal stability, we said no, because they weren't hitting the mark. This year, they got extra money from the county, and I'm gonna get that number. I don't know what it is. I'll be honest with you, and I didn't have a chance to go look it up. But I do know, and I did clarify with the county clerk this afternoon that it was the funding to the Kauai Humane Society was increased. But the Adam, aloha, how you doing, Adam? But the services, we all know the story of the person that went there to adopt the puppies, and they were siblings. They were like a litter, and she wanted to adopt the litter, and was told she couldn't because it's not a good idea to raise siblings together. Well, I did some research. I went online and I checked it out. And while a lot of experts do say that, they say because you're going to take away attention, and all the dogs need the owner's total attention, and then unless you're great with dogs, that you should not adopt brothers or sisters of a litter. But every single expert said the same thing. If you are able to share your love for each dog, then it is done. It can happen. And in fact, many people do that. And they do it well. So I just find it hard to understand that we have a humane society here that their job is to get animals adopted into families so that these animals can live and be raised by families, that we're making it so difficult. There's many other horror stories. You got to take your dog. You go there to adopt a dog, and you got to take your dog. If you have an existing pet, you got to take your dog, and they got to inspect it to make sure that your dog is okay. And I understand being cautious, but what is the function? Cash cow with no end really needs to be overhauled. I agree. So anyway, my point is this. All of these complaints that we have all heard, we've read on Facebook, and I know how sometimes social media stories gets passed on and passed on and passed on, that the story changes. So I am interested, if you know or if you have been, or if you believe that the services of the Humane Society has diminished, and based on what has happened to you, not what you've heard, not what your cousin told you, but if you had a situation, I want to know good and bad, because I really want to explore this and submit my findings over to the county as soon as I can. As soon as I can, because I think it's important as we start looking at providing more funds to organizations, that if we provide more funds, the level of service should be increased, not decreased. Avon, Janelle, Nelson says he lost me. Do you guys hear me? Am I still on? Papa 1 in the box if I'm still on. Okay, I'm back. All right, thank you. So again, it's just something that I want to, I just want to pursue. And so if you or someone you know has had an experience, good or bad, with the Humane Society here on Kauai, please have them get in touch with me. Please have them get in touch with me, because I really would want to investigate and make sure that these people are doing what they should be doing with the taxpayers' money that they are provided every year by you and I and everyone else that pays tax. All right. How's everybody doing, guys, gals? Punch in the box if you're feeling good today. Punch in the box if you're feeling crappy today. Punch in the box what you did for 4th of July. Punch something in the box so we get something to talk about. Because I'm going to wrap up with this, which is pretty interesting story that, the North Shore debacle, the North Shore reopening, and the fact that all of the organization agencies, state, DLNR, hey, Haunani, aloha, came up with this whole new plan. And I got to say, I have not been down there, but I saw the pictures, and they've done a great job with the parking lot, and the system with the shuttles, and now the no parking zones. That's a good thing. I'm still a little upset that, the visitors get 70 stalls and the locals get 30. But it seems to be working to a certain extent. But this is the deal. I think for the last couple of weeks or whatever, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it's been, DLNR and KPD has been out there writing tickets to all these illegal parking violations. And I guess what's estimated, hundreds and hundreds of tickets have been issued. And I just found out yesterday from a very, very, very reliable source. In other words, this is for real. That all of those tickets, hey, Darnell, aloha. When the county handled the basic duty through Public Works Department, they were responsive and held responsible. Sorry, I got lost in the comments. Absolutely, Cindy. You know, and you probably was on working for the council, and I was bringing up that maybe we should take it back. Hey, Charlie, Iona, aloha. That I remember in a very, very rookie or early council member saying we should take that back. We could put some of our local brothers to work as dog catchers like we used to. We could create a facility where the county, I was told that we could never do it for the price that we pay the Humane Society, but we would be able to do it better. We're not getting the services that we're paying for, I guess is my concern. We are not getting the services that we are paying for. See, that cannot continue. Now, sorry I'm digressing, but thank you, Cindy, because you brought up a very good point. See, in the state law, and this is another ridiculous law, the state law under animal control, the state is responsible. So they write the law. And the law is that each county will be responsible for their own animal control services. And they can either do it on their own or they can contract out. Now, get this. The statute has a separate paragraph that says, only in the county of Kauai, only in the county of Kauai, the county must contract with the Kauai Humane Society. I believe that's illegal. And now remember, this law was written decades and decades ago. So it was probably legal at the time, but it is so unconstitutional. It is a monopoly. There are other organizations throughout the country, throughout the state, that has agencies outside of the humane societies that run animal control. So 3 sessions, at least 3 that I can vividly remember, we have submitted language to the state legislature through our representatives to remove that language, to repeal that section in the state law that forces this county to contract with the Humane Society. And for 3 sessions, that bill doesn't pass. Can you imagine if there was a state law that said, counties, you're responsible for cleaning your own parks, but you gotta buy your lawnmowers from XYZ Corporation. That's what's happening with the Humane Society. And, you know, I love animals, don't get me wrong. I believe this would be the better way to handle the issue. Absolutely. But number one, the state, our representatives, Ron, Nadine, Jimmy, Dee, needs to move that bill, get rid of that language. They need to do that, so that opens up other organizations on Kauai that can bid for this contract. Then you will get quality services at the lowest possible rate. So that is not a county's issue. We gotta get the state. I'm glad, shocked to hear that state law. Repeal. Lisa, spread the word. We've testified at the state. I've spoken to our legislators, and they have not done their job by getting rid of that bill. That serves no one but the Humane Society. Thank Cindy for bringing this up, because I meant to talk about it and I forgot. But until we get that law repealed, which I think is unconstitutional, which I think if I or anyone had a desire and the ability to offer those services, they could sue the crap out of the state. Grace, aloha. Lola and Wallace Nishimura. So just know that the state law right now, tell this to all your animal-loving friends. All of your friends and family that are having problems with the Humane Society, tell them that there's a state law that requires the county to contract with the Kauai Humane Society, period. So the county cannot contract with anybody else because it would violate the state law. I hope I surprised some of you, but I know we've had it in our HSAC, the State Association legislative package. I've contacted numerous legislators throughout the state, not just our own delegation, but I've spoken to others from other islands saying it's not fair. It's not fair. And we are paying too much for not enough service. Hey, Lola. Anyway, we're winding down, people. Let's see. Anyway, so sorry for digressing. We were talking about the tickets. All of those tickets that were issued, all of them were dismissed. Have to be dismissed because anytime you change what is called the bail structure or the fine structure of traffic tickets, or there's a process, and at the end of the day, it has to be approved by the governor. You have to be signed off. And not that the governor didn't support it, he just never signed it. So all of those tickets that was written, all of those hours of overtime that we paid to write those tickets got dismissed. I mean, yeah, you think about it. Yeah, I mean, how is this real? But it is. It is real. And that's not the cops' fault. It's not the DLNR officers' fault. They're just doing their job. It's not their job to know when they're directed to go out and issue tickets and do traffic control. They're going to do their job. Crack me up. Napa. Aloha, aloha, aloha. Yeah, what a shame. OMG. Incredible. All right. So, wow. I think that's all I had on my topics today. Not much really going on. Hey, Marlene, I know. I see that emoji. I'm amazed that the tickets got dismissed. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. It kind of, I laugh not because it's funny. I laugh because, like, how does that happen? In a state government with all these people that are responsible for certain things. How does this happen? How does this happen? But it does. It does. So anyway, that's pretty cool. I thought that was like, I was going to end my discussion today with that because, it's just, like I said, those things just not supposed to happen. So what else? You guys, we got 4 minutes. What else you guys want to chat about real quick? Let's see. What are we talking about? Hey, Southwest Airlines, did you guys get that card? You got your free 5,000 points. I know there was a lot of discussion. Yeah, I applied for the card. I never get my thing. Well, I got the 5,000 points. It was a little delayed. And then if you use the card for so much within 30 days or whatever it was, 90 days, you get another 60,000 miles. So yeah, we got the miles. So we'll be going off somewhere on Southwest shortly, probably to Oregon in December to go visit the kids, the Kiki. My daughter coming in August. Cannot wait. My son, I don't know. Son, I think you're still on. You need to come home, visit a little while. Time to drain the swamp. No sense make laws when they cherry pick. The cart before the horse. It starts from the top. Again, Xavier Ignacio, welcome. We just gotta do a better job. We just gotta do a better job all around, all of us, and us here that are outside looking in. We gotta hold our people accountable. No one ever hesitated to hold me accountable when I was on the council. Trust me, especially for the 4 years I was the chair. No one held back. But that's how it should be. Our leaders should be held accountable. We cannot continue to allow them to do things and not answer to the people. And that's what this forum is all about. Because I know they may not be on live, but they come on after and they watch and they get upset. I wonder if there's someone who goes through all the state laws and see what needs to be changed and updated. I know there was a process. Yeah, there's a process. Hey, Miley, Assistant Chief Asher, aloha. How are you? Thank you for joining us as we wind down. Yeah, I mean that's what this is. This gives the public an opportunity to stay abreast of the topics. But if there is a topic that you want me to look into, you want me to check on, you got the Facebook messenger, whatever it's called. Are you going to lobby this year at the state legislature? I'm going to lobby. They're going to hear me. I don't know if I'm going to go up there, Cindy. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see if we can get some of our leaders to stand behind us. I'll go. I'll be the voice. I'm not afraid of those guys up there. Trust me, you know this, Cindy. I am not afraid to go and speak to them. They're just like us. They represent us, and I think they some of them have forgotten. I'm talking about the ones at the Capitol, not our delegation here, but those Honolulu ones, and I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So I might be there. Who knows? Hey, Kirk, aloha. Bitos, the more numerous the laws, the more corruption, and that is why you should have been elected mayor. Yeah. You was the fire under their seat. I know. And, we'll see a lot of people asking if I'm going to run and in 2020 for a seat back on the council. And, hey, Sissy, how you doing, Sissy? So I'll just say this, and you guys heard this first because I have not really discussed this, but, that is something that we will consider. And I'll leave it at that. We will consider another run for the council in 2020. But that's just, we'll make that decision at a later time. It is 6:30, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo. Again, special Friday edition. Appreciate you guys' patience and your understanding, and you guys always showing up. It's awesome. Our following is growing. You can find this video on YouTube. Mel Rapozo. My channel is Mel Rapozo. All the videos are archived up there. Just please stop by, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna keep this running. We're gonna keep this thing going every Wednesday, but we want it to be productive. We really want it to be productive, and I know a lot of people again are saying, I bring up a lot of negativity. Well, that's not the intent. The intent is to educate and inform and share my. Hey, Randy, I still have my yellow shirt. Yeah. Hey, Carol. So the intent is to educate and inform, and you folks all know because people tell me, hey, Chad, thank you for coming on. That, wow, Mel, you said some nice things about so and so and so. Yeah, I mean, if there's something worthy of and I know that's working well, I'm going to bring it up. But on the issues that I think affect the people of Kauai, that the people need to know, I am going to share it here. And if it offends people, I apologize. If it pisses them off, I'm sorry. Make it right. Do it right. Get the people involved and inform the people. Share what's going on with the public. Don't think that the newspaper is going to do that for you guys. I would like to see every single elected official that represents us on Kauai, from the legislature to the county council, the mayor, and everyone else, do a live at least a couple times a month. Or do a meeting, get a community meeting, a town hall meeting, so that people can be informed and educated. So that's what this is about. And that's all this is about. And I appreciate you guys tagging along. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday, 5:30, same place, same time. God bless you guys. We love you guys. Have a great, solid weekend. And make sure you guys be nice to people. Aloha. You guys take care. God bless.